I'm Lori. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I'm an artist with Seint Beauty, and this tutorial is kind of a beginner makeup tutorial. I'm walking you through it. I'm applying it one of the ways you can apply it, and I feel like this way really gives you a general idea of where everything goes, and then you can try different ways to do it. This makeup is almost foolproof. I just turned 61. I found it 2 years ago, and it was so mind-blowing. It was so different from any makeup I had ever come across. I was not much of a makeup person prior to this. I wasn't good at it, and I was desperately searching for something that worked for my mature skin, and this was it. So I'm sharing it with you guys. Take a look and see how I looked from beginning to end. I would love for you to subscribe to my channel, share this video or any of my other videos with your friends. This makeup is truly life-changing and perfect for us mature ladies. I am Lori. I just turned 61 and I am an artist with Seint Beauty. I have been an artist for just over 2 years now, and prior to that, I was not good at makeup at all. I was 58 years old when I found this on Instagram. And prior to that, I would have a bottle of some type of foundation, usually a Neutrogena or Almay, because I'm very sensitive, or a Mary Kay. My sister started doing that, and that would actually work for me, but I never liked it, ever. So almost every day of the year, other than a holiday or a really nice, fun night out, I would wear powder bronzer, eyeliner, mascara, and concealer. And I just started noticing like I just wanted more. So I started searching for makeup that I would like, and I spent quite a bit of money. Well, I threw it out the window. So I found this and it just blew me away. It was so different from anything, and I've learned so much. So I want to share this with you. So if you're new here, this is the palette. We have different size palettes, and you can build them how you want. We custom color match you. There's brushes that are made for it, and it's just a really amazing time-saving system. But the most important thing is that the makeup itself is cream, and it is like a miracle for mature skin. The concept is you're going to have a contour, a main highlight, and a brightening highlight is what we call them, that are going to make up your foundation, and you do it all in one layer. It is very versatile. You can do it however you want, but that is the concept behind it. This is another highlight color. For me, it's what we call a camo color. It's a color corrector for me. I use it sometimes and sometimes I don't. So I'm just gonna get started. Now, there's several ways you can do this makeup, and you really can't mess it up. You really can't. But what I'm gonna do today, I'm gonna start with my color corrector, and I just take it and dab it on some sunspots and let it sit that I like to reduce. And I just kind of go around and tap that on. And then most days I put it here. Some days I don't really need it. So what you always want to do when you're color correcting, especially under your eyes, is only put it where the discoloration is. So very lightly, and I'm just gonna let that sit. But see how that just automatically takes care of that? It's amazing. All right, I'm just gonna tap that and let it sit. So I'm going to keep using this brush, and I'm going to start with the contour. And I'm just gonna do dots, and you're gonna see how it blends out so beautifully. So think of it like a number 3. Now, I had never contoured a day in my life, and I saw this makeup, and it just looked so amazing, and she just kept saying how great it was with mature skin. So I just bought it. I bought it only 4, though. I got a contour, main highlight, brightening highlight, and a, one lip and cheek color, because I have sensitive skin, like I said, and I wanted to see if I liked it, because I had been throwing so many other things out. I'm just gonna, tap that in, touch that up a little bit. So from here, you just want to hug your cheekbone like that, okay? You don't even have to use much. And the thing is, once you get it on, if you decide, oh, I want a little more contour here, I want a little more lip and cheek, it's so easy to just add a little bit more. And if you get too much, you just blend until you get it how you want it. And it's really fast, trust me. I never want to spend a lot of time on makeup. Now I do spend more time if I'm going somewhere nice. Contouring your nose is optional, but when I do it, I just use my 2 fingers because I can control it so much better. And basically just want to go up like that and down, and you just blend it super lightly. Okay, so you can also put your contour right under here. Lots of things you can do and all optional, okay? And another thing is you don't always have to do the whole step, you know, the whole process. So next I'm gonna go in with my brightening color. So today I'm actually gonna brighten right above that contour. I don't always do that, but it's nice out and I just like the summer bright look. So I'm gonna do that, and then like right here like this, like right in the middle. And when you blend it, you kind of blend it out right down the center, a tiny bit down the center of your nose. Okay, now under the eyes, you want to go here. And then I do dots like this because it just blends up so nicely, and you don't need much. You don't want much at all under your eye, okay? That's really important because as we get older, our skin gets thinner there, and of course we get fine lines and wrinkles. So you want a shade that's a couple of shades brighter than your main shade, but not too bright, because then it's just going to draw attention to your fine lines and wrinkles. So what we're doing is, if you need a color corrector, put it here and put just a little bit over it, and you don't even have to bring it across. You can if you want, but the less the better under your eyes. Okay, and this makeup did not settle in my fine lines and wrinkles, and that's what I was in search of, and it did the trick. That's where we want to brighten. So then we're going to take our main highlight and just put it in the areas that we don't have makeup. And I usually skip this area because you'll see I'm going to put some other things there. I'm going to put lip and cheek color and some bronzer. So make sure I get around my nose well because it can get red. Sometimes I blend at this point and sometimes I don't. Today I'm going to place the bronzer so you can see, because I think it gives people an idea of where they put it. You can do bronzer here, 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 and then put your lip and cheek in between it, or you can do it. I've done it both ways. Sometimes I do bronzer first and then lip and cheek. Sometimes I put the lip and cheek on after. Once you get the hang of this, you'll see that it's very optional. I'm going to mix 2 today. This is Madrid and Sangria. And I'm just tapping my fingers. I'm going to put this on with my finger like that. And a lot of times I want to go in and add a little bit more at the end. Okay. So I'm also going to use this on my eyes. So here's what I typically do. And again, this is optional, how you want to do it. So first I'm going to take my brightening highlight, which is Sunlit. I'm actually going to grab a different brush. Here we go. Okay, so I'm taking Sunlit and just applying it very lightly all over that lid. And it really evens out. Look at the difference there. It just really evens out that skin tone. Most of us have a lot of discoloration on our lids. Then you can take your bronzer or your contour. Today I'll do the bronzer. So I'm gonna make this super simple today. And this is just so pretty. I get compliments all the time when I wear this as my eyeshadow. Don't forget, if you have a hooded eye, you wanna go, you can even lift it up here and just go outside of your crease and then touch it up as you want. I'm going to take some honey illuminator and put on the lid, like about 2/3 of the lid. And I always use my fingers for this. And I'm going to spray everything with setting spray. And you let that sit about 30 seconds and then you start blending. I'm going to do my eyeliner while I wait a few seconds. I love this L'Oreal Voluminous Smoldering eyeliner. It's my favorite one. I use it like every day now. Okay, I'm going to use the blush and bronzer brush to blend the smaller end, and I'm going to start with the lightest to the darkest colors, and I'll just speed it up and you can watch how I blend it. You want to tap and stipple this makeup. We're tapping up like this, just diffusing that out and going in upward motions to give a lifted look. And when you do your eyes, you want to bring it down like this and then bring this up like this, kind of diffuse them together. And if you want to tap, just make sure you kind of look up and get all the way up and just tap it really gently. Now I'm going to go in with this Perfector sponge and just kind of bounce it off. I always go really slowly under the eye. And this is just really giving you a more flawless and airbrushed look and picking up anything extra if you just put on a little bit too much. And that is one of the #1 issues that people have when they first start with this makeup. They just pick up too much product. But you will get the hang of it. Just start with less. You can put your bronzer on your neck like this, just to tie it all in. You can even put a little bit of contour down like here and here, and it really kind of gives a shadow effect and helps a couple things we'd like to help. Okay, so I'm going to put the lip and cheek also on my lips. I'm going to go in with some Honey Illuminator. And I like to just put it like that. Isn't that so pretty? And on the end of the nose and here if you want. It's so optional, so versatile. And next, I'm going to fill my eyebrows in with my contour and then put on my mascara. So I'm going to speed it up while I do that. I'll be right back. Okay, much better, right? Now, one last thing that I really like to do, and this is optional, you can try this. I suggest that you try different things for under your eyes because they can be very tricky. I take this IT Bye Bye Pores Loose Translucent Setting Powder and just tap it in and go back and forth. Now, if you have oily areas, you can use something like this in your oily areas, or if you like a more matte finish. But see that? Here's why I do that, because I want to show people this. It's just going to kind of take out the shine, and I love the shine, but I don't want attention personally right there. I feel like it helps take the attention away from that area. And ever since I've tried that, I do it all the time now. I think it just really makes it look smoother. Just you have to remember, you know, these things happen as we age, and yes, they're difficult to deal with, but when we learn these tips and tricks, and especially when we can make it look natural and not have a ton of product on, and it's not actually making us look older, it's making us look younger, you have to share it with others when you find it. So I hope you found this helpful. We do custom color match you. So if you would like a color match, just comment below and I will send you the link for the color match for them. If you have any questions, you can also comment below and I'm happy to answer them. This makeup has changed the lives of so many women because it's just different. It's highly pigmented, so you don't need much of it, and it's just gorgeous. And it's gonna make you feel so much more confident. Trust me, you're gonna love it. And I'm here to help you if you need any help with making decisions. And then once you get your makeup, if you need some tips and tricks and just advice, I'm always here.